Here are the top 3 home gym mistakes that people make so you can avoid them, and I'm gonna start with the first one that will piss off the entire community, but it has to be said. Horse stall mats, they're for horses. Now, if you're watching this video and you have a home gym, you're probably already mad at me because I guarantee you have horse stall mats for your flooring, just like most of us do, probably because you thought that that was the best option. Now, I will agree, it is a more cost-effective option, but I do not think it's the best at all. And recently, my good friend Brandon Campbell swapped all of his out for tiles. Now, look at the before and after, just from the aesthetic side, huge difference. You can't even compare the two. Now, you still might be thinking, well, it costs a lot more money. And I would say, yes, it costs marginally more, but for good reason. Now, don't get me wrong, cost is important. I know what you're thinking. If someone buys Rogue, they don't care about cost. Not entirely true. However, what I have found with horse stall mats is these have been here for 5 years now. One, I had to get the ones with the grooves. It was a COVID purchase. That's all they had. So even if I got the completely flat ones, I still think between the smell and the look of them, you're never gonna get your home gym exactly the way that you want it. Now, I get it. Not everyone is as particular as me, but we're gonna spend a lot of time out here. And for me to have had these mats for 5 years, still have to smell it, still not wanna bring my kids out here for long periods of time, I just don't think it's worth it. I would much rather go with a rolled rubber or a tiled rubber, a full rubber. You do not want the foam tiles that you can get on Amazon. Yes, you can find things even cheaper than stall mats, but I would highly suggest do not chintz out on your floors, because unless you're absolutely crazy, Brandon, I'm looking at you, you're not gonna be switching out your floors down the line. This is gonna be here with you forever. So at the new place, I'm more than likely gonna be doing the rolled rubber. Again, it will be a little bit more money, but I just think it goes such a long way in your gym. And if you're like me and you're gonna spend a lot of time and it's really important to you, you've gotta get the floors right. And not to be a dead horse, yes, that was a dad joke, but there's just so many deficiencies as it relates to these mats. You're either gonna have to use this tape that's going to rip, and I just don't like the look of it, or you're gonna have to deal with open seams of the mats. However you do it, it's going to show some blemishes, and I just want a nice looking professional gym, and these don't do it for me. Oh, and by the way, they show every speck of dirt. They're hard to clean. I am just the #1 horse stall hater. I think you should just leave them to the farmers. You're driving up the price for them, and it just doesn't seem fair. Last thing I'm gonna mention, and this should be obvious, these are just my personal opinions, and a lot of people have horse stall mats and love them. So all I'm trying to say is when you go do your research, horse stall mats will be the #1 recommendation. You might think that's the only option, but there's a lot of other options out there, and I personally think that there's some better options. The second home gym mistake I see people making is buying machines that are one-dimensional, which I realize is ironic, but to be fair, this is not only a leg extension, it's a leg curl, so I can at least do 2 exercises on it. And this is my Temple of Gains leg extension leg curl machine. I love it. I'll go ahead and link my gym down below if anyone is curious what I have personally. But other than this, you can see I've got dumbbells, which of course you can do anything with, my rack, which is kind of my main piece, the cable station, which is super versatile, and 1 piece of cardio equipment. So besides this machine, I can do so many exercises on all the other pieces. Now, the reason I picked up this is because you cannot replicate leg curls and leg extensions any other way. I've tried it. You can try to maneuver and put things together. It doesn't work. You have to get a dedicated machine, and it has been crucial for my training. But other than that, when I first got a home gym, my very first gym in Ohio, I ended up getting like a rackable curl bar with the stand and a back extension and all these things that were just taking up space that were unnecessary. Whether it be from a space perspective or a budget perspective, you don't really need anything that can only do 1 exercise. We are living in some pretty amazing times, and the amount of versatility that equipment has nowadays is incredible. Look at the rep areas. That thing could pretty much be the only piece of equipment you have. You could still build a crazy good physique and have a great workout. Now, I understand we would all love a high lat pull down or an incline chest press machine. That would be great. I just don't think that they're warranted for most people's gyms. And if you're coming from a commercial gym, you might think that all of that is needed. I know I thought I was gonna lose all my gains without it, but I have been doing just fine, mostly using dumbbells, a barbell, and a simple cable machine. And that to me is the ultimate gym. And this is a nice luxury to have if you have the space and the budget. Okay, number 3, fellas, you're gonna wanna grab your wives for this one, but you are not spending enough money.
3 words for you: treat yourself.
Now, to add context to this is my car. It's worth about $10,000. And this is my gym, and it's worth, well, if my wife's watching, just a little bit over $10,000. Here's my point. A lot of people will allocate a very small amount of their spending towards their gym. Maybe you spend $100 on the weekend going out for drinks. Maybe you have a $50,000 truck. Maybe you have designer clothes. Maybe you have all of these things that don't contribute to the health and well-being of you and your family. So for me, this is where I would want to allocate my funds. And what I love about a home gym is once you buy it, it's yours. None of this is subscription based. So all you have to do is make a few sacrifices, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, but I guarantee you, you can find room in your budget to buy some really nice stuff. Because what I see happen too often is people end up with things in their home gym that either aren't very nice, they don't hold up, or they just don't like. They don't have a need for them. They see it on Marketplace and it's just there. They think because it's a good value that that's what they should buy. When in reality, they would be better off just waiting to be able to get the thing that they're actually going to use, that they enjoy using, so they'll stick to it and they'll adhere to the program. Because I promise you, the more that you like being out in your gym, the more you're going to be out there. Just imagine if I didn't have stall mats, I would probably live out here. My wife would love it. Now, I get it. We all have a budget. We all have to keep cost into consideration when we're making these decisions. I just don't think it should be the primary driver, especially when there's usually certain areas that you can cut back in, again, to be able to provide yourself with a better lifestyle. I can't think of one thing that's more important than investing in, even like, no, I'm not even gonna get into finance. Invest in your Roth, invest in your 401k, but this is just as important. Okay, that's it. Now time's over. Got to get back to it. Let me know what I missed in the video. What other mistakes do people make? How much do horse stall mats actually suck? Now I'm just trying to get a reaction out of you. It's not, I get it. If it's not the end of the world if you have horse stall mats, I just think, anyway, talk to you guys soon.